Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to start by thanking the organizers for inviting me to speak at this conference, and in particular to address the key role that local and regional authorities will play in implementing the European Union 2020 biodiversity strategy. I'm sorry I cannot join you in person today, but I'm pleased that Ms. Pia Bucela, a key Commission representative working in this area, is taking part in your discussions. Ciao, Pia. Our 2020 biodiversity strategy is based on the principle that healthy, resilient and productive ecosystems are a prerequisite for a sustainable future, and that the value of our natural capital should be properly taken into account at all levels of decision-making. Making the biodiversity strategy a success will require the full implementation of existing European Union environment legislation, as well as action at national, regional and local levels. Halting and indeed reversing the loss of biodiversity in the European Union and beyond is a major policy challenge that we need to face together. The role of local and regional authorities will be absolutely crucial in this. You have a fundamental role in monitoring and assessing biodiversity and ecosystems, integrating biodiversity concerns into spatial planning, designating and managing protected areas and ecological corridors, putting in place incentives for the private sector to engage more in biodiversity conservation, and enhancing public awareness and citizens' engagement in efforts to conserve the natural environment. With 60% of the world's ecosystems threatened, our planet's natural resources are already under enormous strain. Fortunately, there is increasing recognition that our current development model, based on highly inefficient use of resources and an ever-increasing degradation of our natural capital, is no longer a viable option. Ladies and gentlemen, it is clear that as we find our way out of the economic crisis, we will have to be strategic in planning investments in biodiversity and look for synergies with job creation, support for SMEs, climate change mitigation and adaptation strategies. In this again, you will play a crucial role. Protecting biodiversity can boost job creation and the development of skills across a wide range of sectors, including sustainable agriculture, forestry and fisheries, ecotourism, spatial planning, construction, landscape architecture, nature conservation, research and innovation, the pharmaceutical and cosmetics industry. It has been estimated that the overall economic benefits of the Natura 2000 network are between 200 to 300 billion euro per year, which represents 2 to 3% of the European Union's gross domestic product. The Natura 2000 network generates directly or indirectly between 4.5 and 8 million jobs. How cities and regions develop their public space, their water, transport and energy infrastructure, and how they integrate nature into their planning processes will, to a large extent, determine future living conditions for Europeans. It is in your hands to take the necessary action to plan a sustainable future. I'm convinced that strong partnerships between European institutions and regions are a vital element for success. I trust this conference will mark the important steps to be undertaken by European cities and regions to work towards protecting our natural capital, improving the synergies between biodiversity and regional development. So, I wish you a very fruitful conference and look forward to reading your conclusions. Grazie per la vostra attenzione e buon lavoro.